Afternoon, VC. I just got in the door from going to Lunchbox Records and trading in some albums. I got a pretty good trade value, and when I go to Lunchbox, I kind of dig around in all the different sections that I normally peruse. But I got a few things that came in this week. A few things I picked up. And then what I'm going to do is show you what's in this bag here that I basically traded for at Lunchbox. Now, soon after filming my last video last Sunday, I cooked some tuna and I passed out for a minute, woke up, my ears were on fire, my head was on fire. I looked in the mirror and I had hives, broke out, my chest, my neck, my shoulders, my stomach had circles on it. It was crazy. I rushed myself to urgent care. They were closed. It was Sunday night, so I got to the emergency room at the hospital. They gave me something for my stomach, gave me a steroid and a Benadryl, and cleared it up. Good to go. Gonna go to work Monday, just no problem. And then a nurse hits me in the leg with an EpiPen. Misses muscle, hits vein. And I go into convulsions. From the torso down, I freak out, and I got pain coming across from my underarm up here. They keep me in the hospital for 2 days. They got me hooked into a wall. I'm plugged in. I'm getting EKGs. I'm getting x-rays of my heart. I'm getting ultrasounds of my heart, CT scans of my heart. It was a nightmare. They had an IV in my arm for a day too long. My arm swelled up this big, black and blue. I thought I was going to lose my arm. It was a nightmare. I fought like hell to get out of that hospital. Went and saw my doctor, and I'm 100% fine. I definitely need to clean up my diet. And there's a little bit of stuff they saw in the CT, but nothing to... they came in and they go, you have a small blockage, you're free to go. At that point, you're supposed to tell me more shit. Don't go to Atrium Hospital in Charlotte. It is a fucking toilet. Anyway, enough of that. There were some records that came in when I got back from the hospital. And then Thursday night, I did get to see Matt Talbot from Hum do a solo live gig at a house show here in Charlotte off a country club, which is a pretty swanky area of town. Really cool people hosted. I got to hang out. It was exclusive, only 30 tickets were sold, and I think only 22 people or so showed up. But it was cool. I went with my friend Jason, and I saw an old friend Rob Serrano. I ain't seen him in a million years. And he went to Champaign, Illinois. He went to school there, and so he was seeing Hum back when they first started. But it was all acoustic. No video was allowed, so I don't have any video. There's some pictures on my Instagram, bcore7. And he played. It was freaking cool because he had all these different loops that had all these cool repetitive sounds going on behind him, and he had this old almost like a reel-to-reel that he did a tape loop on that backed up one of his songs. Freaking cool as hell, spacey, like Hum is, and got to hang out with him, and I recommended that he go check out the Thirsty Beaver, the bar that Mick Jagger just rolled up on and stood and had a beer, and no one recognized him the night before the Rolling Stones show downtown here. And so he was like, yeah, I need to go to Thirsty Beaver, so I need to look and see if he took any pictures there. No one's going to recognize Matt Talbot there, that's for sure. So that's going to be cool if he did actually go to Thirsty Beaver. I went home and went to bed. But yeah, I'm running my mouth here. Some records. First up, Dave Sequoiaflame just showed this in a video. He's been doing these awesome videos because he's collecting all the Florida punk and hardcore and emo and all this stuff he can get his hands on, like 7 inches, like from the 90s and 80s and, you know, that kind of era. And he did samples last time, and this one was the one I dug the most, like noise rock called Blanket. And there was, I got the only copy I could find, and yeah, just really good early noise rock out of Florida, out of Miami, I think, or maybe well, I think it's a mixed at Rat Bastard in Miami, spring of '93, but I think the band is from Jacksonville, Jackson, Vegas. Yeah, this is a freaking cool label. But yeah, check out Sequoiaflame. Dave, he's down in Florida. He's the man. I'll leave a link to that channel. He hadn't been doing much in a while, but when he gets on, you're gonna see records you don't normally see. He's into all kinds of cool stuff. And one of the early guys in the VC goes many years back. And he's really one of the best at describing every album. Fantastic descriptions of the music. And yeah, this is killer. I gotta be careful with it. Yeah. Blanket. Noise rock. Florida. 93. Stoked to find that so quickly. Because there were none on Discogs. I hate Discogs. Found it on eBay. Next, this is a record that I had been hoping to just come across for, it seems like many years now. That's Nicole Mitchell. Mandorla Awakening 2 Emerging Worlds. Double LP on the FPE Records label, which I think Derek Higgins is on that label now. So yeah, this is a label mate of his, and Nicole Mitchell is the daughter of Roscoe Mitchell from Art Ensemble of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Fantastic flute player. On this, she throws in electronics as well. The description here on the hype sticker is really pretty good. Fools you into thinking you're hearing recently unearthed Sun Ra. That's about as good a description as you're going to get from this. And it's still a cheap record. You can still get this for 20 some bucks as a double LP. But I finally got a copy. And yeah, this is one of the best records. I can't remember what year this came out, but it was, yeah, definitely one of the best records that year. I know Alex reminded me that Teddy showed it back when he was doing his videos, and yeah, it was highly acclaimed by a lot of people in the VC. I know Fred down in Melbourne loves this record, and it's absolutely fantastic. I need to see what else she has done since this. Yeah, the apple doesn't fall too far. Brilliant musician. Next, I got a package from Dom, from Angry Mom, because I was picking up all these Palm Redux series reissues, and they had the one that I did not get from Dusty Groove because it was sold out, and that's the Jacques Thelot, Watch Devil Go. So this came out originally in 1975, and yeah, Jacques on drums, piano, synthesizer, and it's got Jean-Francois Jenny Clark on acoustic bass, and I've got some other records with that artist, and very cool. Of course, recorded by Jeff Gilson. He was all over this label back then. So I'm looking forward to diving into that. That just came in the other day. And he threw in a bonus, this Bad Brains 12-inch I and I Survive, which is really cool. I did not have this, so this is more the, you know, the rock hardcore with their reggae style thrown in. Love Bad Brains, epic band out of DC, punk. Thank you, Dom. That's really freaking cool bonus. And then this arrived from Alex Motor 247. He, I think, had gotten an original at Going Underground, if I'm not mistaken. He picked up an original recently, and this is the Japanese reissue of Terry Riley, Happy Ending, music composed for the film Sequoiaflame. I'm not sure how to say that. It's French. Still has the Obi on this Warner label, and this is just, if you know Terry Riley, this is pretty much a masterpiece. This is just absolutely beautiful music, electronic, fantastic stuff. Before the gig that I talked about, the Matt Talbot show, we met up at Tip Top, and I didn't find anything, and then Luke, who was actually going to the show, he put out a stack of used that he just priced, and there were two in there I grabbed. 7 Seconds, The Crew, great punk from, I believe, Nevada, I think Reno, and this is the second label, first pressing year. I think this is from '84, and this was super, super cheap. Like, he had this marked half of what it goes for, and it's in good shape. It's the white label, it's not the green label, but it's still from the original year. Very stoked to find that. 1984 LP. And yeah, man, I had just some of the reissue 7-inches from this band. Great fucking driving punk stuff. Kevin Seconds on vocals, badass. Dan Posniak guitar, Steve Youth bass, Troy Mowat drums. Yeah, dig this very much. Wide variety of stuff here, folks, as you'll see from the lunchbox pull as well. And then this one was at Tip Top, the Evens, Get Evens, their second LP on Discord, which is Ian McKay from Fugazi and Amy Farina on drums and vocals, and of course Ian also sings. This is an original pressing too, and this was also like $14, like super cheap. Nice insert with words, some artwork, big, thick, heavy piece of vinyl for Discord, which is really cool. But yeah, I really dig the Evens, and I only had found the one record on the Los Angeles dig at the punk shop that Sherv took me to. So to find their second record, I was very happy about that. They really don't pop up very much, at least that I've seen. Yeah, this has been reissued once later on, but I'm not sure what year. But this is the '06 original of the Evens. So that's awesome. So yeah, to the bag at Lunchbox, I took in a purge stack. I was talking with John, Digital Gramophone, and Bill at the Vinylverse, like I do every day. And one of the records I was going to take in, John claimed that, so I had one less, but I still got good trade from Scott because he's very fair. And I mean, and honestly, I took him some dollar bin fodder and got decent return. Maybe 3 or 4 of the records were straight dollar bin. And so let's see what we all have here. A couple small items here. Get those out. And I just got in the door, so these haven't been spun. I don't even know what I'm dealing with here yet, really. I just kind of grabbed these. All right. We got This one I was very stoked to find. Kung Fu Meets the Dragon from Lee Perry, The Mighty Upsetter. It has a great cover. And there's some serious people in the lineup. Augustus Pablo on melodica. Earl China Smith on lead guitar. And if I see Earl Smith on an album, it's going to get purchased. That's thanks to Sherv. He turned me on to that dude. You know, of course, Lee Perry on percussion. Looking forward to getting into that. It's fairly dope. Toots and the Maytals, Funky Kingston, an original pressing on the Black Island label. This might be I haven't looked into it. It might be a U.S. press, or maybe, I don't know. But it's a very early press of this, I assume. Yeah, 1975 Island on the Black Island label. In decent shape, just a few slight surface marks, nothing deep or anything, so maybe hoping this plays well. It's flat. Yeah, cover ain't in the best of shape, but I think it was priced accordingly. And not my favorite Jamaican stuff, but I mean, this is, you know, essential business right here. This is one that I had noted when John, 6-inch pianist, showed this and played this in a video. I think when I think Toots passed last year, maybe, which was a big loss for the reggae world. But that's I mean, it presents well. There's some ring wear and stuff, but to have a very early press of this, very cool. This was a big one. Jimmy Smith at the organ, A New Sound, A New Star, mono first pressing, and this is a Lexington press. I don't have many Blue Notes that are the original first Lexingtons, and this was really cheap, to be honest. The big thick vinyl. This is the RVG stamps, the whole nine. It's got a few scratches on it, but I think it'll be okay. Nothing. This side looks great. There's the, yeah, the 161 Lexington Ave NYC microgroove labels. I don't have very many Blue Notes this early. Not sure the year on this. Probably what, late 50s? I don't know. Blue Note 15, 14. I ain't had a chance to look anything up. But you got Jimmy Smith on the organ, Thornell Schwartz on guitar, Bay Perry and Donald Bailey on drums. This will be really chill Sunday morning music, something I'll throw on tomorrow morning. Go to church with Jimmy, like I like to do. And then Scott got a big stack of classical records, and he rarely buys classical. He rarely has classical records in the shop. But they were in such good shape, and there was so many, and the guy was a radio station guy, that he took them all. And so there's a bunch in there under the punk. They're on the bottom shelf if you go to Lunchbox. Just a ton of classical. Now, I went and, before I started digging through all that stuff, I went and asked him, is there any Avant or weird stuff in there? He said maybe 3 records total of the giant stack was anything like that. But he pointed this one out that he did put in the weird section, so I grabbed it, and it's Stockhausen Drehleiter, Sonatine Spiel, and Schlagatrio on Deutsche Grammophon. I don't know if I said any of that right, but I have no idea what I'm in for. I just know it's Stockhausen, Mr. Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, stereo pressing from 1977, probably an original. So I'm looking forward to spinning this. Beautiful. I mean, all this stuff is pristine. It belonged to a radio station. Or at least a guy that worked at a radio station. So, very cool. So I grabbed that piece right there. That's got to be good. And I also did, John, I grabbed a tape. I'd actually been looking for this. It was $3, so I grabbed it. It's the band Morn from Barcelona, and their tape Over the Wall. I think maybe this got put out on CD and download. I don't think it ever got pressed to vinyl. It's just them doing 5. Well, there's an unreleased song from this time period. It's on captured tracks, and 4 cover songs. So they cover an Echo and the Bunnymen song. They cover a song from The Sound. They cover a song from The Replacements, and they cover a song from Husker Du from 2017. This freaking cool tape from the band Morn, which is the daughters of Ramon Rodriguez. So I love this band. Grab that. That's Jazz and Leia. Jazz on guitar, Leia on bass. They have another great guitarist, Carla. Their drummer has changed, but yeah, still great band. And then up front in the case, he had 2 weird Soundgarden 7-inches. I already have one of them, so I grabbed the other one. And I have no idea what this is. It's early though, very early Soundgarden, around the time of Flower, I think. And this is called Incessant Mace, is the track on the A side, and Loco Mosquito is the B side, and this is produced by Jack Endino and Soundgarden, and it's red vinyl. I don't know if this is probably some type of boot. Just really cool, in perfect shape, and I grabbed it because I grab anything Soundgarden I don't have that I run across, which rarely do you run across Soundgarden anymore. With Chris Cornell passing, it just gets gobbled up. I mean, on vinyl, I only have Super Unknown and the Telephantasm deal. I don't have any of the other stuff. I just have a bunch of 7-inches. But yeah, very cool. So that's what I got in trade from Lunchbox. Yeah, had one nurse save my life, another nurse try to kill me. But I'm here, and yeah, keeping on with the records. Hope you're all well. Peace.